a jazz speakeasy in its past at one point.
Really?
Yeah,
You think it was a jazz speakeasy?
that's right. I heard something about that
How'd you hear that?
from my wife.
Okay.
She might know more history than I.
Okay. We're here in Baltimore, beautiful charm city, with Chris Squire, Billy Druid of San Diego. Well, originally of Baltimore, I guess. You were conceived here, but you're from San Diego, from PB, and we're on the street that he lives now. This is his house. He and his wife own this. What is this thing in front? It looks like something that they would have in front of a church.
It is something we scored that was in front of a church, and it's a future art project of my wife's.
Okay.
And we kind of like we put it there to troll the neighbor because he's a crazy person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that. The house next door is like this big mansion.
Yeah.
We're not in Hampton anymore. This is near Druid Park. And they call it Druid Park because they knew you were going to move here.
Yeah. Okay, so no video when we're going upstairs because I don't want I don't want anyone to see the mess when we get inside.
Okay, okay.
You can video me when we get upstairs, but no video.
Okay. Turn it off now.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about this this room we're in now, Chris. This is the fourth floor of the Chris Squire estate, and this is the recording room, right?
Yeah, this is Pure Noise Laboratories.
Pure Noise Laboratories.
Or also known as the Druid Cave 3.0.
Control room back there. And I don't know if it was built like that or it's been like that, but got an old looking window set up. So kind of cluttered for acoustics, I guess, but it works. Looks like it might work. You can definitely smell the dog in here. Here comes the dog, I can hear it now. Oh my gosh. Hi, Boris. Hi, puppy. Wow, that's a big dog. It's a 180-pound dog, huh?
Yep.
Ah, what a cool dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. You're friendly. Man, look at the size of that jaw. That mouth could, like, bite your arm off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nobody's gonna break into your house with him around.
Nope. They sure won't.
How old is he?
He is, I think, maybe 5 now.
Did you get him as a little pup?
We got him when he was like a year old. He was 125 pounds when we got him. Come here, boys. Come here, bud.
He was 145. He was just a puppy.
Yeah, and he put on another 50.
So in a neighborhood like this, having a big dog is like pretty much required. I guess they're popular in Baltimore, huh? A lot of people have big dogs.
Yeah, a lot of
dogs.
Cane Corsos and Presa Caneros, and a lot of Mastiffs in general. All the Mastiff families. Lots of Mastiffs in the neighborhood.
So if you're like in a business like a real estate agent where you go door knocking, is that like an on-the-job hazard? Walking up to people's doors and knocking on them?
Yeah, people don't really knock on doors around here.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Not recommended, huh?
No, when people I hate it. I don't like being surprised by anybody knocking on my door. I've told I have a neighbor that does yard work for me, and he can bang on the door, and I was like, dude, you can't do that. I work late at night. I sleep late. Last thing I want to do is wake up to hearing bang, bang, bang on my door. It wakes everybody up. Wow. It gets the dog all angry, and I'm like, you can't do that. Don't come around here banging on my door.
But I've noticed, given your former line of work, I've noticed that people that are in the drug trade will often have really gnarly dogs, in their house, and will keep really gnarly dogs because it's like, you know, if somebody's gonna fuck with you, you can't really call the cops.
Right.
So you have to have something else as backup.
Yep.
And but you were saying that you when you first moved in, or was it at the beginning of the pandemic when there was a stabbing? You said you witnessed a stabbing. Can you talk about that? Tell me about that again, so we have it on video.
I was walking Boris down the street to the dog park,
yeah.
and I heard someone screaming in terror, and I looked across the street in the direction, and I see this car kind of shaking, and I just see this hand with a big old Bowie knife just going in and out of the car. And I ran over, and sure enough, like, this guy was just stabbing this guy just over and over and over again.
And what did it look like? You said it looked like a drug deal or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one of the corner boys, and it just looked like, you know, you could just tell it was something shady. Something shady was happening, and the guy getting stabbed looked like a heroin addict, and
young white guy, old white guy?
Yeah, young white guy.
And the guy who was stabbing was a young black guy, or?
Yeah, young black guy. And I just told him, I'm like, stop stabbing, stop. And he just kept stabbing him.
You just said it like that, or did you yell it at him?
Well, I yelled.
Did you go stop stabbing him?
No, I
yelled.
Yeah.
Right. No.
I don't want.
You're not gonna get all emotional.
I don't want to reenact it, but I screamed at him like, stop, like, and I told him, I'm like, dude, you are throwing your life away, because the cops are. I told him, cops are coming.
So you're on the phone you're dropping a dime on him right there, and I guess like in street lingo, it's like you're dropping a dime on him.
Yeah.
Weren't you afraid of like being labeled as the guy who called the cops?
I mean, it crossed my mind, but I had to. It's like I had to.
Had to do something.
I had to do something. So
you weren't gonna run up there and grab the knife.
Yeah. So I just called one gang to deal with another gang. Basically, that's the cops here are. They're just a gang.
And so they came right away.
Came right away, and I mean, I kind of watched my back for a few weeks, like making sure nobody, but nothing became of it. Like nothing ever became of it. And actually, things kind of really. I think that might have been a turning point for that corner. Like after that, I think the cops really kind of cracked down, and I stopped seeing like a lot of the drug activity went way down after that. So
you brought the heat down on them, and it kind of cleaned up the area for a while. Or since then.
And it stayed cleaned up ever since. I mean, I don't. There's occasionally like some people yelling at each other on the street, but
right down below, right down where we park.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes you'll hear people like yelling on, but that's about the extent of it. Like,
where did this happen? How far away? From where you live right now.
1 block down at the light. 1 block down across the street.
Jeez.
But there's not like thieves don't really target this neighborhood, because the last time a thief was targeting cars here, they got their ass handed to them by some neighbors of mine. Like, it's the wrong neighborhood to go fucking with people's cars. Like, you'll get shot here. Okay. So, there's really there was that break-in before the pandemic, where someone broke in our house, but I'm pretty sure I know who did it. It was like this. I'm pretty sure it was this neighbor that was working on my yard, and he must have seen us go out of town, and there was an entrance to our house that we forgot to lock, and that's how they broke in.
So what happened with this guy, do you think? I mean, did he go to jail forever, or what happened? When he committed a murder and he got caught, what do you think happened?
I don't know.
What do you surmise? What do you surmise probably happened to him?
Well, it's really hard for people to get convicted in Baltimore by a jury because the cops are so corrupt. Like, almost anybody can get off for anything. My guess is the guy's probably in prison, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely murder. I mean, the guy died, and they caught the guy that did it. So...
Do they have the death penalty here in Baltimore?
I don't think so. I don't think Maryland is a death penalty state.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
It's mostly southern states. I think that's like the death penalty is like pretty rare these days.
Huh. That's true.
And when I hear about it, it's always like in a southern state.
Yep. Texas, Florida.
Yeah, but even now, a lot of death penalties in southern states are getting reversed, or
yeah,
they're like there's a lot. I've been seeing a lot of articles about people getting, I don't know what the terminology is, but they put a stay on it.
Yeah, unfairly targeting the poor.
Yeah.
And then you were saying, like right after you first moved in, some guy pulled a gun on you because of a parking spot or something? Was
yeah.
You coming home?
Yeah, it was like a parking spot thing.
That was back in 2014?
No, that was in like 2019, or I don't know if that was before or after I saw the guy. I think it was before I saw the guy get killed.
Okay. And do you want to talk about that? How did that happen?
That happened. I don't want to talk about. Well, all I can say is be careful who you flip off.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
I won't say who did the flipping off, but
is he still around?
No, he wasn't from this neighborhood.
Okay.
So I never saw him again.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I didn't even want the guy. Like, he didn't do anything. He, like, in all fairness, he could have been afraid that I was going to shoot him. All he did was show me his gun. He didn't use it. And my concern was I wanted to get the gun off the street. And I told the DA, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to get some young, because he had a kid and stuff. I'm like, I'm not trying to ruin this guy's life. I want to get that gun off the street, which you did. And it would be nice if he got some anger management. But I'm not trying to, like, make this guy, like, go to prison.
So you guys got the license plate number, and that's how it was tracked down, and
yeah,
get the okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'm not like a big cop caller. I like the cops in this town are really corrupt and they don't really do much. But it was a judgment call. I thought the most important thing to me was getting that gun off the street. I didn't want somebody to get shot with that gun because I didn't call the cops. So.
Well, the guy ran up and he pointed the gun right at you. You said.
Yeah.
He didn't just show it to you. He pointed it at you.
Oh yeah, he pulled it out.
What kind of gun was it?
Not the kind with the round chamber.
Okay, so it was like an automatic. Yeah, it wasn't a revolver. It was.
Yeah, it was not a revolver.
It was a Glock.
Yeah, it was like a Glock or something.
Hip hop lingo. It was a Glock.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So they call this.
He likes you.
Yeah, it's a cool dog, man. He's digging it. He's putting his fur. He's shedding his fur all over my pants.
Yeah, he really likes you.
I like dogs.
That's funny.
I always had like 3-4 dogs when I was a kid all the time, but living in apartments and stuff, you can't really have them now. Yeah, I dig dogs. They call it Charm City because apparently they wanted to rebrand the city because it was suffering some sort of image problem for a while.
Yeah.
I guess because it was before The Wire, though. It's been Charm City for a long time.
It's been Charm City for a long time. It's a bit of local irony.
Irony, yeah.
Yeah.
They rephrase it as Harm City.
Yeah. But there's a lot of Baltimore pride. Like people from here really love it, and there's a lot to love about this town. And despite all the corruption and stuff, there's like a very strong music scene. And
where is it?
And where's the music scene?
Yeah, we're like the focal point.
We're kind of in the heart of it, so just down the road, we're within a mile of two of the major, like, we're like, actually all the major clubs are like within a mile of here.
Okay.
So there's the Auto Bar and the Metro, which are both in walking distance, and then downtown we have the Soundstage and the Ram's Head, also walking distance. And like that's pretty much like all the shows that are worth anything happen at those 4 spots. What?
He's getting aggressive.
Oh yeah.
He's getting aggressive. He wants attention.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he'll tell you. What's up, buddy? So yeah, it's pretty cool, and the bars here, like the auto bar in the metro, they're all ages and bars.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the most
All ages?
All ages.
Really?
Yeah.
Auto bars all ages?
Auto bars all ages.
So can underage kids be in the same room with people buying drinks at the bar?
Yeah, yeah.
They can't do that in California, can they? I don't think they can.
No, I don't think they can. Like, the closest thing I can think of is
Maybe they can. I don't know.
they have the observatory,
Right.
but as far as I know, you have to stay in.
Yes. They have security right at the bar area, so it's like
Yeah, you can't take drinks onto the main floor.
You can.
You can?
Oh yeah, I did that at the observatory for Brian Jonestown with my beer, and they serve they do serve drinks out there, so maybe they can, maybe they changed it. You know, during the pandemic, they changed the law so you could walk out with growlers. Remember that? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
They changed it to give bars kind of something to.
And they started doing like to go.
Make money. Man, the pandemic changed so much.
They have there's one day a year. I just found this out. There's one day a year where they don't do 2:00 curfew.
One day a year?
Yeah, there's one day a year where bars can stay open all night if they want.
In Baltimore?
Yeah, I think it's New Year's.
Oh, wow.
I think New Year's bars are allowed to stay open all night.
Huh. That's cool.
And in D.C. they sell till 3 in the morning. And in Annapolis too, they can sell drinks till 3 in the morning. So it's a little different.
Let's talk about the party scene. I was down in D.C. Recently, and I was telling you about my experience down there with the Dreams Wellness shop. It's a cannabis shop. And you said they've only been able to do that for a year or so. Now they're selling magic mushrooms there.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd see the day when they would have psychedelics across the counter. They do it for donation, like we said. It's not quote unquote for sale, but $70 will get you a canister with. It looks like several doses. I mean, it could get a whole room full of people high, or microdose somebody for a month. I don't know. That's incredible. Oakland, you said they do it. I know in Portland they do it. Colorado, it's legal statewide, right?
Yeah.
Decriminalized.
Yeah.
And now DC. And I never
Washington, you can buy them in Washington.
DC.
No, Washington State too. They are. You can buy them.
Where's it going? Do you think we'll be like Spain, maybe legalize all drugs? And if somebody has a drug problem, that's their problem. I mean, they shouldn't be. They should control it, but they shouldn't have to go to jail for it.
I would look at Vancouver.
Canada?
Yeah, Vancouver is kind of like leading the new world in drug policies, and like pretty much everything that's happened everywhere, like as far as like restrictions being lifted and legalization, it happened first in Vancouver. Really? So Vancouver's at a point now where all drugs are decriminalized, and it's legal to have a certain amount of
Huh.
And then in an effort for harm reduction, so people, because the fentanyl crisis.
That's awful.
Yeah, so they have like places where you can buy small amounts of drugs that are fentanyl free. Like we're talking crack, heroin, meth, amphetamine. They have small controlled places where, technically it's not legal, but it's decriminalized, and it's all in. And so that is where I think America is headed in the next 20 years. Like all of America, because the war on drugs is a failure.
It is,
and they know it.
People want to get high. People want to have the option, the opportunity to change their chemistry, and to dangle the threat of jail over the head of certain poor, disenfranchised people is not fair.
No, no.
My friend's dad, he recently passed away because he was 65 and he flipped his car. But he did 15 years in jail in the clinic for selling weed. Now he'd be totally fine. But yeah, it's amazing how things have just changed in the last 20 years.
Yeah. He's got ball now. He's happy.
What have you recorded here?
Well, this is I've got a PreSonus board here under all this crap. It's a really nice board, but my computer took a shit, so I'm not recording anything at the moment.
Okay.
But
did you build this? The area back here,
oh no, it came like that.
Room,
yeah, no, that's the kitchen back in there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna.
Why's the kitchen all the way up here?
Well, it was zoned for 3 apartments.
Okay.
We have kitchens on every floor. We have showers on every floor.
It's like an apartment building.
Yeah. But eventually, we're gonna build a really nice, big, roomy kitchen downstairs on the first floor. We have a new stove down there, actually, just like it's still wrapped up. It hasn't even been used. So eventually, this will be a mixing booth. Like, I'll have my recording gear in there, and all this will be out of here.
I think if you sell it, you're gonna miss it. If you sell it for $1 million in 5 years, and you move to San Diego, you'd get like a little condo.
Right.
You know.
Well,
you wouldn't be able to fit all your gear.
I'm in no hurry to move. She wants to move, and I'm like,
Really?
I'm happy here. We have a big house, and I can make all the. I mean, I can play. I've had band practice here at midnight. Nobody calls the cops in this neighborhood. Nobody ever, and even if they did, the cops don't come for noise complaints. So.
Tell me about your bands. You got 2 good bands that you're happy with now.
So I'm playing guitar and doing some singing in Rapid City.
Okay. Good name for a Baltimore band.
Yeah. Here,
thank you.
Yeah, you can take that.
Nice.
Here, I'll give you a little care package.
Right on.
Get some stickers here. This one's glow in the dark.
Ooh. Nice.
That's the Rabbit City gas punk. That's our mascot that I designed.
Put it up in the van.
Yeah. And here you got a Ravager sticker.
Man.
And buttons in here. There's a Rabbit City button.
Thank you.
Our merch. What size shirt do you wear?
XL. I'm actually like a normal large, but large medium, but I like XL because they normally shrink down a little bit and I don't like tight t-shirts.
Let's see.
Got the merch gear.
Yeah, I'm like...
You're the merch dude.
I'm the merch dude. I get it all made.
You got the hookup for the printer out here, the silk screener?
Yeah, I got all the hookups. Let's see.
When do you guys play next?
We play in April.
Okay. Nothing before I go back to San Diego tomorrow?
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, nothing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's a good shirt.
No shows right now. We just wrapped up recording our second album, and I'm working on getting the first album that we recorded. I'm putting it out myself. And so as soon as I get that one ordered, we should have our second one mastered and ready to go, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll have 2 records out.
What do people do to promote their bands now? I mean, back in when you were reviewing stuff for me off and on in Reviewer magazine, like in 2000, 2001, there were labels. People could like get signed, and labels would spend money on bands. Does that even happen anymore? That doesn't happen at all. The labels have all shrank down to anemic little skeleton crews of what they used to be.
Yeah.
And then drugs and strip clubs have taken over it too. A little bit. Hi there.
Hi, can I have my dog back?
I don't think he wants to. He's like
to interview aside?
he's being interviewed.
Yeah, we're
Boris is
Chris and the dog here, Boris. So say hi,
That's my wife,
say hi to
Sasha.
Sasha. Hi guys.
Sasha, this is Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How you doing?
Good. We're interviewing the world famous Chris Squire.
About?
Crime on the street
Oh, jeez.
and music and yeah. Do you want to be in the interview?
My two specialties.
Would you like to sit down?
Yeah, sure. I'll sit down. I don't know where.
Come here, you some of that.
Okay.
Here you go.
Crime and music, huh? You're kind of away from crime.
Well, yeah, I was telling him how things have really slowed down around here.
Well, we live in Baltimore. There's not much speed here at all.
And it's
a
being
very slow
gentrified.
town. It's being gentrified to shit.
Really? You don't like that? You like it back when it was more gritty and more hardcore?
It's cheaper that way. I bought this house for $89,000.
Yeah.
And now you can't buy a house in our neighborhood for less than $400.
It's like a
That's
mansion.
okay. It makes ours.
Yeah.
Are you looking to buy? Is that why?
No, we own this.
I know. But do you want more?
I'd rather buy somewhere else and sell this, so I guess
Would
I don't hate it that much. No, I don't like this city very much.
But the thing is, if it goes up and you sell it for a lot of money, buying someplace else is going to be expensive too.
Yeah, but
You know?
you get a lot of money here. You can pretty much buy any place else.
Oh, so you're thinking about staying in Baltimore?
Oh, no.
No.
Fuck the city. He might want to stay in Baltimore. I don't like it here. I've been done with Baltimore for years. He likes it better than me.
Have you ever lived in San Diego?
No, not really.
Okay.
I've spent months there with him.
Yeah.
I don't know, how many months did I spend there? 6 or 7?
Are you a beachy person? Would you want to live on the beach?
I'm a sunshine person. I don't know about beachy. I don't really do water or snow or any kind of liquids.
San Diego's always sunny.
Yeah, I know, I like that.
70 clear and sunny.
Terrifying.
365 days a year.
Yeah, I know.
She likes all my friends in San Diego.
I do like all your friends.
So do I.
Chris knows everybody.
He does.
Everybody knows Chris.
In San Diego, yes.
Yeah.
This town has a bit of a different vibe to it. There's this sort of looming insecurity that makes people real strange here. It's not the best thing in the world.
What are people insecure about?
I don't know.
I mean, is it are
Lack
they afraid
of-
of personal safety or what?
No, sort of lack of worth of experience or something.
Lack of worth of
experience when
Okay.
compared to people in more metropolitan
It's-
areas or something. It's weird.
Small town vibe.
Small town mentality, maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
It's not my favorite thing.
Huh.
I think it's silly for a lot of people who have it and they shouldn't. There's a lot of people I admire greatly here who do things that I find disturbing and disappointing and disheartening.
Why do you think they do that?
I have no idea, but they shouldn't be doing it.
Is it low self-esteem, being
Probably.
destructive?
It's a rough town,
It is a rough town.
and people are just not as.
Happy or productive or
Yeah, people are just not as happy here as like San Diego. You know,
Huh.
San Diego is just everybody's so happy all the time,
That's not a bad thing,
and
man.
and here people are
Not.
just not so happy. But I'm happy.
Yeah.
There's lots of work here. If you
If you
you
look
wanna
for it
work,
and you want to work, you can get
this
any.
is a place where like
Really?
you can work here and you can make a living wage.
Sure.
Cost
know.
of living's lower here.
Cost of living's lower,
Not that much.
and people make a higher wage.
Really?
So it's one of the better economies in the country right now.
If you were
Our
if somebody-
healthcare's great too. Sorry.
good healthcare, huh? Yeah.
We have great.
Yeah,
healthcare.
yeah. Good
John
health-
John
good-
Hopkins and stuff, and his MD is the state abbreviation for medical doctor.
Yeah, I get free medical care here.
You do?
Yeah.
Free.
And anybody
Yeah.
with
do you
under a
mean?
certain income gets essentially what is socialized medicine in the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
Even with our last Republican governor, everyone's prescriptions cost $1. Everyone gets health care. You can. I mean, he got his hand operation for free. He'll get
got
his
your hand?
cataracts for free.
Well, this
Your
is
cataracts?
I had an unsuccessful operation on my finger.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
I have a Dupuytren's contracture. They call it the Viking disease. It's like a dissolving of the sheath in there.
Huh.
Sorry.
It's painful.
It doesn't really hurt. It just doesn't move. But it wants to move. But I got so much scar tissue in here. So I'm probably going to have a follow-up operation where they're going to, like,
Route it out.
yeah, route out all that scar tissue, re-straighten it again, and give it another shot. Because I could feel it wanting to move, and I got a little more dexterity now. Like, I can play a couple notes on the guitar with it, but mostly I'm doing everything with these 3 fingers.
Back a long time ago, when Chris was doing some reviews for Reviewer magazine, the magazine that I published, there was another magazine in town called, what was it? ST Music Matters. And I think that was the magazine that they interviewed the owner of the Casbah in. And he called, the Casbah's like, you know, the big venue in town, right? And Tim said that the Tory Cobras was the best band in San Diego. Remember that? Remember he said that?
I vaguely.
He's probably been in 12,
Local
15
fan.
bands since then.
Huh?
He's probably been
I
in
think
12 to
Right. Oh,
15
I know.
bands since then.
But that's
so-
when I met him. It
Like-
was the Tory Cobras.
Troy gave us a really good write-up in San Diego City Beat.
Yeah,
The City Beat really liked the Tory Cobras. Remember that?
that's right.
I did not know the team. I did not remember Tim Nay saying that, but it's real nice.
Yeah, it might have been, and I don't know, it might have been, it was an interview Tim was doing somewhere. But anyways. But yeah, it was just one of the bands that Chris was in and famous for back then. So have you missed being like the local legend? You don't have the same local renown here, I guess, huh? Are you kind of laying low
Well,
after doing your time in the Clank?
I kind of I like being able to like not. I like, how do I put it? In San Diego, I can't walk 10 feet without running into someone I know, and I don't always want to be stopping to. It's a love-hate thing. I love that I know so many people there that I see my friends everywhere, but I also appreciate like being a little more anonymous here. Although Baltimore itself is such a small town,
It's a
and now
small
that I'm
town,
playing
your-
in bands and
Your
stuff,
anonymity went out
I'm
the
still
window.
I'm kind of doing the same thing here. Now I already know everybody, and
It doesn't take very long to get to
everybody
know
knows
everyone
me, and like I'm kind of the mayor here now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
But did they hit you up like that one time at the Shea Cafe? That one kid when in the mosh pit was all, "Hey, wait, are you Billy Druid?" Oh yeah. This was after you like had a cover story in the Reader, a local alternative newspaper.
Oh, okay.
You're Billy Druid. Remember that?
I don't remember
They were
that.
Lisa, and I brought Kent, this other guy that was writing with me for me at the time. But you don't remember that?
No.
Okay. That's funny. Yeah, but this is a nice pad, Sasha. My compliments. This is pretty impressive. You wouldn't be able to find anything like this in San Diego. That's for sure.
No.
An old, is this like considered a brownstone?
Yeah.
A 4-story brownstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year was it made?
1890 something.
Yeah. that's what I said.
1904 maybe. It's 1890 to 1904. The Baltimore's what do you call that? Reliably unreliable with their records of such things
Right,
because
right.
it's the infrastructure here is so corrupt
Wow.
in terms
I was-
of corporate and governmental infrastructures.
Back in the early aughts when we had our first big housing boom back in San Diego, I had a little bit of money and I was thinking about maybe buying out here. So I was calling up real estate agents and looking into the row houses.
Yeah.
And they're all, yeah, you buy the house, but you lease the land.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm all, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't own the land, you own the house. You
Yeah.
pay $1 a
Yeah.
year for the house. Well, who does that money go to? Well, no,
No
one
one
really
really
knows.
knows.
What? That's crazy. No one knows who owns the land.
No.
Where does the money go? Well, we don't know. It's just kind of,
One of the mayors probably steals it, or one of the governors. Who knows?
Yeah, I
It
mean,
gets
how many
embezzled into gift cards or children's books.
There's a lot of corruption here.
That's
a lot of
knows?
corruption.
So weird. Do you guys own the land under here, or do you do the same thing?
No. So I did own the land for about 6 months in 2010. They had someone put a bill through the through the local Baltimore government, but then someone else came and vetoed it, so they took back our ability to own it unless you could find the person who previously was collecting your land rent. And I mean, I had to put like a big thing in the window for 6 weeks and stuff. It was very frustrating, but whatever.
You had to put a sign in the window?
Yeah, to get the privilege of owning my yard. But now we no longer own the yard, so it's totally irrelevant.
So weird.
Rob asked if there was any like history with this house, like any interesting like activity in the building, like in the past that you know of.
Yeah.
No, but I almost bought a house down the street. 2216 was owned by the Chesapeake Men's Club, and they had like Billie Holiday play there.
Oh, that's the jazz. So that was it. Down the street.
It's the jazz club that was down the street. Yeah. That when I looked at that house, the bank let us go in there and do some renovations on the house before it was even ours. And then it turned out that the bank that let us do that didn't actually own the note for the house. So I didn't end up buying that house because they couldn't sell it to me.
Can't get that. Chicago title wouldn't cover that, would they?
No, nobody would cover it. But it was a beautiful nightclub at some point in time. The basement had all this like tufted vinyl glitter and mirrored tile, and
wasn't there like a Neptune theme or something?
there was kind of a Neptune theme, but the basement where the musicians played, like the first floor had this amazing tile entryway and a 2-part staircase that came down into sort of a round thing. The basement had kings and queens bathrooms.
And that sounds nice.
Oh, it was.
And there was a club on
70s.
this street down back in the day, like at the end of our street, that like Minor Threat and all these like Bad Brains, all these bands played on this street right down the hill.
What was the name of the club?
Are you talking about the Marble Bar?
I think it was the Marble Bar.
The Marble Bar is off of Utah by like half a block over.
Well, no, I've seen flyers
you're talking
for some.
about the other thing that was on Utah.
Yeah, because I've seen flyers on the punk sites for Utah.
Yeah. Crap, I can't remember the name of that club.
Anyhow, yeah, there's some
You have to have
history
Bob.
in this neighborhood.
So would you say that the music scene is kind of in a downswing period right now? Is it kind of mellowed out?
It's picking up. There's new bands all the time.
Constantly here.
And it's kind of like a rebirth. Like, it's almost all new bands. I mean, there are a few bands that have been around a while, but there's a lot of new bands coming up.
How did COVID affect the scene and the recovery after COVID?
I mean, everything shut down. There were no shows at all.
I don't think things recovered too much in San Diego and LA as much. It doesn't seem like to me.
Yeah. Here,
Maybe I'm wrong.
strangely enough, today I went to work and they told me I could take my mask off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said it was that's kind of a milestone of returning to normalcy. Because I've been working with my mask at the restaurant ever since I've been there.
My work dropped
And today they
a
said
ago.
masks are no longer mandatory, and I was like,
Wow.
took it off.
The 28th of February in California, they made that rule. It was not required statewide, but San Diego's been without masks for a long time. But yeah, I think EDM, it seems like EDM is coming up more, but I don't know if bands are just seems like they're going downhill everywhere because of the music scene. I hate to sound like a downer about that, but we were talking about that earlier about how
Electronic dance music, really?
EDM, yeah.
Oh, we have a ton of that here.
Do you really? Good.
It's weird.
I mean,
It's been here for years and years, like
Yeah.
decades. It never stopped in Baltimore.
Huh. It's not your scene though.
I mean, it is if that's what you're into.
They're good to shoot photos at. I shoot photos in nightclubs where I used to a lot.
Sure.
And the crowds are very photogenic at EDM shows.
Yeah.
I just saw
They're very active. They're all dancing.
We used to have them in
my
our
friend's
warehouse
kids
in
in San
Rent.
Diego were just out at the Humba Hot Springs for some EDM party out there. Some outdoor festival out there. It was just
Nice.
looking at the footage of it today. Dagger was out there.
That sounds beautiful. All our EDM stuff is in like school basements and old warehouses and where people, yeah, like I said, we used to do them in my warehouse to pay the rent.
Yeah, we're so disconnected from like anyone
It's 20
who
years ago, though.
You did?
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
We're like, yeah, like everyone we hang out with here, like they're all old punks, and we just go to punk shows. Everyone goes to punk shows. And
There was a place called the H&H building, right?
Sure, I didn't live in H&H. I lived in a warehouse on Baltimore Street, but there were a bunch of parties in the H&H building for years.
They had shows
And the
there.
Copycat and the Cork building and
Yeah, Copycat, Sonic.
yeah, there's a ton of warehouses, but then that warehouse in San Francisco burned, and a lot of the police cracked down on everyone living in warehouses here.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, it had a ripple effect over the whole country.
it sucks.
They like cracked down on
It was
warehouses.
like Ghost Ship Fire in
Yeah.
Oakland.
Ghost ship fire in Oakland, and the police raided like 6 warehouses here within the next month and a half.
Because they were all cluttered and unpermitted.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, sorry.
Don't drop a cigarette in this house.
Yeah, no.
Man, I love how the staircase, you can look down the staircase like an old school
Yeah.
New York City kind of style where you look down there and you can see the different floors and stuff. And each one of these floors was a different apartment. Chris was telling me.
Yeah, it was at one point in time. Probably, I don't know.
If you sell it, you're gonna miss it.
I bought this house and I don't know. Yeah, if I sell it, I'll miss it. But I mean, we could keep it for the amount of money I paid for it initially and build something else. You can build a Quonset hut mansion if you buy a piece of property.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I like alternative building, whatever.
She wants to go west.
I want to go
and
west
build.
and build.
Build a yurt. What's it
No.
called? A yurt?
Yurt?
I don't want to
Yurt,
build a yurt.
yeah.
I want to build a Quonset hut connected mansion. Like 6 or 7 Quonset
Yes.
huts sliced and kind of chopped together in a 4-pod.
Well, the new ones, I think they're shipping containers.
Yeah.
Those are ugly and square.
Yeah.
They're building a shipping container house in Joshua Tree that is made to look like a snowflake. It's got like shipping containers going in every direction.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, you can get pretty wild with those shipping containers.
Yeah, I knew someone who built stuff in shipping containers in Oregon years ago. Are you sleeping, Boris? Are you hiding? What is that?
I'm just over here. Oh, you
Suddenly
heard us talking
shy.
about him.
Suddenly shy giant dog.
Well, thanks for doing the interview, Chris. I'm glad I was able to impose on you for a follow up.
My pleasure.
You know.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good to see you. Good to meet you, Sasha.
Good to meet you too. Nice to meet you, Rob.
And yeah, if you're here for a couple days, come in, take up Hunter on that
Okay.
meal. Come in, get some food. I'll be there from 3 to 10 the next 2 nights.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to check out that place you have in Annapolis. What is the name of it again?
Vibe.
Vibe.
Yeah.
It's a country bar. Do they have live music?
Yeah, it's country and cover bands. And,
Sometimes Kix plays there.
and every now and then it'll be a cool show.
Okay.
Kix is Baltimore's heavy metal favorite band.
Yeah, Kix is like they're like the local legends. They're
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Okay. Are you saying that facetiously or?
No,
they're great.
I'd never heard of them until I moved here, but
They're great. Everyone
they
loves
were like
them. The
they were
punk
like
scene loves
the
them, metal scene
Baltimore
loves
metal
them.
band that kind of broke out like in the 80s.
Again, it's a small town, but they were yeah.
Okay.
But
Don't Close Your Eyes was like
and
the
they
big
they
hit.
still play.
A bunch
Brian
of-
Forsyth, the guitar player, he moved to LA and played with a bunch of bands that you've probably heard of, and different.
Hang out at the Rainbow.
Yeah, that whole crowd. But yeah, Kicks they still
They still play.
they still play and they're great. They are really great.
They play at
They're
your
a
bar.
great show.
Yeah, they play at my bar like once a year.
Okay. Good.
And,
Well, thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Boris?